All right, so let's begin coming onto our back. We'll start with a little bit of awareness. Awareness isn't something you need to make an effort for. You are already aware. The question is, what are you aware of? Modern life tends to invite a very narrow, focused awareness that, for lack of a better way of describing it, we as human beings experience often as tension or a sense of anxiety. So this is one state awareness can take. There's nothing inherently wrong with it. But I think holding awareness in this state has its toll or takes its toll on the human body and mind. So even though there's nothing inherently wrong with a very focused attention or awareness, I think it takes its toll. So what I'm inviting you to do here at the beginning of our practice is see if you can just sense what I'm saying and see if you can just relax that focus. One way you can do this is maybe just beginning to feel the extremities of your body, like stuff that your mind normally thinks is unimportant. Right? So the mind is like, work is important, so I don't have time to feel my toes and my fingertips. So reverse that, right? Say, okay, normally I don't feel my toes and fingertips, so now I'm going to do that. Same with sounds in the room that you're in, right? Normally we're filtering out the sound of the fan, the sound of the fridge, maybe your computer has a fan or it's making some kind of noise. Maybe there's some cars outside of the house or apartment that you're in. So instead of the normal thing of filtering that out and focusing your attention on your work or your problems or your worries or the war in Ukraine, whatever it is, do the opposite of that. Just relax out your awareness. And I hope that you will sense that there is a sense of ease that comes with that. Now, again, the human mind might say, well, I can't do that. I have to focus on these problems. I need to fix these problems. It's very common, but that's just a thought. That's just an idea. That's not actually true. You're not going to solve the world's problems right now. You're in yoga class. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to finish that project right now. It's not going to happen. You're not going to resolve the problems with your parents or your spouse or your siblings right now. It's not going to happen. So you do not need to think about those things right now. So to the best of your ability, just allow those other things in. Now, one way we can do this, and one way we often do this, is with the breath. So the breath is one of those things that the focused mind tends to filter out, right? When you are deep in a project at work, you're not sitting there, I'm breathing in, and now I'm breathing out, and now I'm breathing in, and now I'm breathing out, right? Your mind says, I don't have time for that. And it just focuses like a laser. And again, that's not inherently bad or wrong. But for now, right, we're in yoga class, we're not working. Let's let that breath awareness back in. Now, what you'll likely find is the mind resists. And this is what you might think of as just a habit. It doesn't mean you're bad at meditation. It doesn't mean you're bad at yoga. It doesn't mean that you are a bad person or you're distracted. None of that. We have just learned a habit, which is to focus awareness, very narrow. So when we try and relax and feel the breath and feel the body and notice the sounds, most of us are just out of practice. That's all. We're just out of practice. So don't get concerned when you find your mind snaps back to a narrow focus. Okay, just relax, feel the next breath. It's coming, it's there. You're always breathing. So it's something you can always connect to. Now we'll begin to deepen the breath. So inhale, belly, ribs, upper chest. Exhale, reverse, chest, ribs, belly. And that's called three-part breathing. See if you can feel that three-part breath throughout your entire body. So down into your fingertips and toes. Again, can you feel a change on the inhalation, the exhalation? And be honest. Be honest. If you cannot, I'm not asking you to imagine something. Just check in. And again, the mind might say, I don't have time for this. Put that thought aside and just feel your fingertips and toes. Take the next deep breath and see if you can feel a shift in the aliveness, the tingling, however you experience that, however you describe that, okay? Is there or is there not a subtle shift with the breath? Okay, now we're going to begin to create an ocean sound, a hissing sound at the back of the throat. So inhale and exhale. So now we are using, you might say, at least two of our senses, right? We now can feel the sensation of the breath and we can now hear it. So we're using both of those senses to experience the breath. It's a little richer sensory experience. Now again, it doesn't mean our mind is going to stop trying to focus elsewhere. And that's okay. That's the mind just simply doing what we've trained it to do. It's a good mind. It's not a bad mind. Okay? We've trained it that way. But what we're here to do is to begin to train it to do something else. Okay? So we're learning a new skill here. Now you might wonder why I spend so much time on the meditation at the beginning of an active class. And the reason is that if you approach the active class in the right way, it's very valuable for the stresses you experience throughout your day, be they work related or, personal relationship related, okay? So what we'd like to do is allow that vast accepting awareness that we cultivated, and certain postures will elicit feelings and thoughts and sensations that we normally resist. We normally say, no, I don't want to feel that. I don't like that. So the opportunity we have here is to learn to relax and to breathe through those sensations, those emotions, those thoughts. Okay, and it's, again, mind training. It's a skill we can learn. Okay? And just like any skill, it's not on or off. It's something as we practice, we improve. And the more we practice, generally the more we improve and the deeper our experience will be. Okay, let's bring that right leg in. We're still doing that deep breathing. And we just begin by moving that leg around a little bit, loosening it up, stretching it out. Okay, so pulling it in, moving, stretching. Good. And then from there, let's take the foot. So this is our right foot, left hand, and right hand, right knee, and we pull that leg a little closer. Now you want to be free of pain in the knee. We want to feel it down here in the glutes and the buttocks, okay? Now if you like to be more aggressive, I'm going to be because I need it. We can cradle the leg like this, okay? One of my students called this swaddling the legs. You can swaddle your leg, and notice I'm moving, right? So I'm not trying to be still right now. I'm moving and giving that, again, right in here is where I feel it. That's where I want to feel it. I don't feel it in my knee. I don't feel it in my ankle, okay? And you'll notice I'm lifting my head and chest up. That's because it changes a stretch. You can also lift this left leg and move it around a bit. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and switch sides. The same thing here. We just cradle that leg first. This is what I call leg cradle. And we're just moving it around. What do we feel there in the hip and the leg? Some days we feel stiffness or pain. Other days it just feels good to have a body. Or anywhere in between, right? Good. And then once you feel a little bit warmed up, you can begin pulling this leg in. Now, how much you do, how aggressive you are, depends a lot on your body, your flexibility, how long you've been doing yoga, maybe your age, things like that. Okay, so again, you'll see I'm being quite aggressive. That feels good in my body. It helps wake my body up for the practice that we're going to do, and that's what I'm looking for. I like taking my time warming up. I'm sure you've noticed that. Other yoga teachers just kind of jump right into doing really vigorous stuff. I like to take my time. Okay, from there, let's release that leg. Bringing both legs in, we slide the hands under the hips. We extend those legs up. Let's lift the head and neck. Now, if there's any pain in your back, you're going to bend those knees. Otherwise, legs are straight, and you bend the knees anytime the pain shows up, okay? So take a nice deep breath, and let's exhale. We lower those legs toward the ground. Inhale, and then up, and exhale, lower. Good. Now, if you want to work harder, keep the legs straight as you lift them. Try and lift the legs very slowly, very controlled, okay? And notice what muscles you feel working here. So I feel my neck muscles for sure. The front of my abdomen, that's called the rectus abdominis. I can feel my hip flexors. Those are at the front of my hip, okay? And so those are the primary muscles that I feel working here. Important muscles to keep nice and strong, okay? Good. So now then I'm feeling a little bit fatigued. So now what I want is to take a deep breath, exhale about a third of the way, and I'll take a nice deep breath there. And then exhale about a third of the way more. You probably can't see it, but my body is trembling, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. Take another deep breath and exhale, just hovering right above the ground. So my abdominals are shaking. There's a sort of a burning sensation. And again, that's exactly what I'm looking for. That's called a hormetic stress, a beneficial stress. It doesn't feel very good right now, but that will lead to positive adaptations in my body. My body will be healthier and stronger as a result. Good. Let's inhale, legs up, and exhale up to seated. So again, thinking back to what we talked about at the very beginning, creating that spacious, relaxed awareness. Let's do a few cat-cows. So in that spacious, relaxed awareness, we feel different sensations, we have different emotions, and different thoughts arise, like, I hate this exercise, right? Or how much longer? Or this isn't what I was hoping we would do this morning. Whatever it is, we can just notice those thoughts. We don't have to believe them. We don't have to latch onto them. Because very often, let's do a few side to side as well. very often you'll find that actually just believing a thought can really cause a lot of distress, what we might call suffering. And we might think, well, I don't have a choice. The thought is true. But that's where the yogic tradition and the Buddhist tradition and similar wisdom traditions really bring into question, like, how true is any statement that we make in our mind, that our mind makes? Is it really true? Okay, let's go ahead and tuck those toes. Come up and back into down dog. So now we're just feet and legs, warming them up, stretching them out. And then a full down dog. So hands shoulder width, fingers wide, chest toward the toes, feet hip distance, heels toward the ground. Okay, deep breaths. Now this is a posture that most yogis at a certain point get used to holding, but people who do like a lot of gym stuff or other types of workouts, they have a real hard time holding this posture. So I'm going to invite you just to notice your relationship with this pose. Are you able to hold space for what arises here, or are you suffering with the sensations or thoughts or emotions that arise? If you're suffering, I'm going to invite you again to relax that narrow focus. That's usually what is causing that. See if, again, maybe check in with your fingertips and your toes, check in with your breath. Listen to the sounds outside of the room you're in or the building that you're in. And again, just see if you don't feel a subtle shift, a sense of ease and relaxation that comes in. And if you don't, you don't. That's okay. That's okay. I'm not asking you to imagine anything. I'm just asking you to check for certain things. Okay, let's walk our feet toward our hands. Come into a ragdoll here. You can grab that opposite elbow. You might nod or shake your head, sway the hips, bend the knees. So again, what do you feel here? What is your relationship with this moment, with this posture? Is it antagonistic? Is it a sense of relief? A welcoming of whatever arises? Or do you have a narrow band of what you will accept as an experience in this moment? In my experience, the more wide our band is, the happier we will be in our lives. So the more that I can accept in any given moment as acceptable, as okay, then generally the happier I'm going to be. The more that I need things to be a specific way, the way that my mind tells me, whatever it might be, then generally the more I'm going to suffer, because the world doesn't really care what criteria I've got, right? I might say, I need everyone to always call me sir. But there will be certain people who just don't refer to me as sir, right? They just don't know to do that, or they don't want to do that. So if that's my criteria, then I'm going to suffer every time someone doesn't call me sir. Let's relax those arms. We'll inhale and come on up to standing. All right, so now we'll do a little more vigorous movement. These are the sun salutations. Let's inhale, arms up, touch palms, lift the heart, and exhale, forward fold. We inhale to a half lift, and exhale, stepping to the top of a push-up. Let's take a nice deep breath here. We drop those knees, exhale halfway down, take a breath. The next exhale, lower the rest of the way down. As you inhale, press into your hands, lift your head, neck, chest. Good. Exhale, lower back down, press back tabletop, tuck those toes, and then downward dog. From downward dog, take a deep breath in, come to your toes, look to your hands, exhale. jump to the front edge of your mat. Inhale to the standing back bend, and then grabbing the right wrist, exhale to a side stretch, half moon. Inhale to center, switch wrists, and exhale. It's called Ardha Chandrasana in Sanskrit. Inhale back to center, and exhale to forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to the half lift as you fill your lungs, and exhale, top of your push-up, so stepping back, okay? You only want to jump back when you go to the low push-up position. Okay, knees up or down is your call. Take a deep breath. Exhale, lower down halfway. Inhale, straighten arms and legs. Knees are off the ground. And then exhale, pull both feet in at the same instant. Lift the hips up and back, downward dog. Okay, from downward dog, we inhale to the toes, fill the lungs. Exhale, front edge of the mat. Inhale, standing back bend, up and back. Exhale, stretch the right side. Inhale, center, stretch the left side. Inhale, center. Exhale, sit into an imaginary seat, chair pose. So this is a great posture for cultivating that open awareness in the face of stress. Now, in this practice, we essentially use physical stress as a stand-in for mental and emotional stress, okay? But you'll find that as human beings, we handle all of them more or less the same way, all right? So the tendency is to sort of narrow down and hyper-focus on our emotional and mental reaction to what we're feeling. Let's see if we can maybe drop those hips even more, increase the intensity, but again, let's feel our fingertips, let's feel our toes. Does that change anything? What's the breath doing? Can you slow that breath down and focus on that breath? So I'm feeling like waves of heat just through my whole upper body. Now I can interpret that as unpleasant or too intense or like I need to stop, but I can also just allow it. So I can feel sweat forming on my brow, and it's all okay. It's all a hormetic stress. Ultimately, it's going to be good for me. Nothing bad is going to happen to me in this posture. Honestly, no matter how bad it feels right now, nothing dangerous is happening, okay? All right, let's inhale back to standing back bend. My palms are really sweaty. Exhale, forward fold here. Good, inhale, half lift. And if you can, just bottom of your push-up. Jump back, inhale, up dog, or you repeat cobra, and then exhale, pushing back to your downward dog. Good. So hopefully you're feeling warmed up. I definitely am after that long chair pose. Let's bring our feet to touch here. Inhale that right leg up and back. Exhale the knee toward the belly, out to the side and back behind. So big circles here. Just feeling the hip and the back. So do a few of those. Notice what you feel. Hopefully you don't really feel much, right? Nothing worth noting. That would mean your hip is relatively healthy. Let's take a deep breath, and as we lunge, step that foot forward, and we'll inhale to the crescent lunge, Ashta Chandrasana. Okay, so front foot and knee straight ahead, knee over the heel, thigh approaching parallel. Okay, back heel toward the ground. So it might look like I'm doing this. I am not. I'm pressing that heel back. It's just not going to reach all the way. Notice my knee is straight. That back leg is straight, right? Left hip forward, so it's not this kind of angled thing. Pull that left hip forward, and then you're in a bit of a back bend. So my arms are going back. I don't have a deep back bend, but my shoulders are going back. I can even look up. And that's crescent lunge, Ashta Chandrasana. Good, exhale, bottom of the push-up. As always, you might see me skip push-ups, and that's because I can sense I'm getting out of breath as I talk. So hopefully you're not talking. You're just breathing and doing the class. But as a teacher, I need to talk. Okay, side 2, feet touch. We inhale left leg and exhale knee toward the belly, to the left, back behind. Again, just moving, breathing. Right, and then a few in each direction. Deep breath, exhale, lunge, pretty wide, and then we inhale to crescent lunge. Now, as I mentioned before everyone got here, I did a teacher training this weekend. I led a teacher training, so that means I was teaching yoga teachers. And one of the main points I tried to drive home to them is it's about how the pose feels, not how it looks. So we want to feel this front thigh working, very similar to chair pose, okay? And then we want to feel stretch here. These are your hip flexors. So we're lengthening those hip flexors here, okay? And then again, up and back, maybe you feel a bit of a back bend happening. Good, deep breath, exhale, bottom of the push-up as you make your way to the down dog. All right, we'll do some deep twisting today, so let's get started with that. Inhale, toes, exhale, front edge of the mat. Let's inhale to standing back bend, and then we'll bend the knees for chair, and let's just open up to the right. Okay, so fingertips are reaching out. The arms will just naturally go parallel if you do that. And then you're looking back over your right thumb. So very important, right hip forward, but right shoulder back, okay? Good, let's inhale, standing back bend, and exhale, other side, okay? Looking back, draw the left hip forward, right shoulder back. And again, notice if you're suffering this moment without coming out of the pose, right? Can you learn to relax with the intensity? Good. Inhale, standing back bend, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, exhale, bottom of the push-up. Make your way to down dog. So I think most of you have heard me say it before, but we expand our comfort zone by making ourselves slightly uncomfortable. And as the zone expands, we can do more, meaning we might need more intensity before we get uncomfortable. Okay. Now again, not only is this good for our physical health, but it's also good for our mental and emotional health as well. Yogis have known this forever, but modern science is beginning to get on board. Okay, so let's bring our feet to touch here. Inhale that right leg up and back, three-legged dog pose. So foot flex, the toes, knee, and hip are down. All right, the leg is straight and lifted, but the hip is not lifting. Let's take a deep breath. Exhale as we lunge, and we inhale again to the crescent lunge. Okay, good. And then once we're on our crescent lunge, just exhale, just bend those arms. And we're going to flow this. So we inhale to this position, stupa, just kind of a neutral. Your arms can be apart, but I join them together. Notice the toes are out to the sides. All right, it's just kind of a neutral, not really feeling much here. And then we exhale, and we pivot on the ball and heels of the feet, and we do a bent arm crescent lunge, a goal pose crescent lunge, okay? Or cactus crescent. Good, let's inhale back up, stupa, and we exhale crescent facing the front of the mat again. So we're just going to flow this a few times, okay? Now each time you come into crescent, I want you to feel those legs working, right? That's one of the indicators that we're at our edge. We can actually feel the intensity of the pose. Good. Let's inhale back up. Now we're facing front again in crescent. Now we're going to prepare for the pyramid. Okay? So to do this, we inhale those arms back up, join the palms, cross the right thumb over the left, and then almost simultaneously, we step the back foot in enough so we can straighten both legs, plant both heels, and have the left hip level with the right. So don't be afraid to experiment a little bit with the distance. Once your hip begins to open like this, right, that's too far back. So if I was here, you can see my hip is opening a bit. So I'd want to step that in, square those hips off, okay? Good, deep breath in. We'll exhale and hinge from the hips. This is Parsvottanasana, also known as pyramid. Once you get down there, bring those hands to the ground. You could also put them on 2 blocks. It kind of depends on your proportions and your flexibility. You can also walk those hands back for a little more intensity. Some people even do this. They turn those fingers around. Makes it potentially more intense. Now, if it's really painful, and even if you're using blocks, you could bend this knee a bit, but try and keep it straight. Try and get both heels on the ground, both hips squared off. And again, just notice where you feel tension. Breathe into that tension. Good. Inhale, look forward, bend the knee. Exhale, bottom of the push-up as you make your way to down dog. You'll see me turn from time to time. That's just so I can continue facing the camera. Okay. So side 2, feet touch. Inhale, left leg, 3-legged dog pose. So again, this might be another one that we suffer, that the mind is like, how much longer, right? We feel a sense of impatience because of the discomfort that we're resisting. All right, deep breath. We exhale, lunge. Inhale to crescent lunge. Let's exhale, cactus arms or goalpost arms. Inhale up, stupa, which means monument or temple. And then we exhale, facing back. Good, so we're going to flow it a few times. Each time you repeat, you might find you go a little deeper, right, before you feel anything. And that's pretty normal. So take it deeper, right? Take it deeper. Good. Now this time, we exhale crescent. And then again, if we can, we inhale, step that foot in at the same time, arms up. This is a move we'll be doing quite a bit later when we flow. Left thumb over the right. Ultimately, you don't even have to join the palms together, okay? But for now, if you can, left thumb over right, palms together, exhale, coming down, hinging from the hips, nice long spine, and we release those hands alongside the foot, maybe onto 2 blocks. Maybe you have to bend that front knee, hopefully not. And again, this is the pyramid. So relaxing with the sensations and thoughts and emotions that this position elicits. Good. We inhale, bend that knee, look forward, exhale, bottom of the push-up, making our way to the downward dog. Okay, let's do another twist. So from here, we inhale, toes, exhale, front edge of the mat. Let's inhale back up, standing back bend, and we exhale and twist to one side. Good, we inhale back, center, we exhale, twist to the other side. Good, let's inhale back up, exhale, take a little deeper twist. Okay, and then what we'd like is hips down, extend through the crown of the head. Use your palms together to draw that shoulder back as you look up. Okay, breathing there. Okay, now you could stay here, but something that will help you do one of our peak postures today is inhale, open the arms up, and then just see if you can bring your hands to the ground about shoulder width. Okay, so I'm keeping the contact of my arm, my leg. Hands are shoulder width. See my arms are bent? My gaze is up. And then I just gradually see if I can shift balance off of my feet onto my arms. That's called a side crow. And it's mostly balance. There's a little bit of upper body strength, but not as much as you might imagine. Okay, and there's also an element of fear, right? So are you afraid of face planting or your arms giving out? Those things might happen, but most of the time it's not injurious. It's just maybe embarrassing if you're in a group and people see you. But that's part of what we're trying to explore with yoga, is those types of fears. Are we fearing injury? Are we fearing embarrassment? You know, what's going on there? Let's do the other side. So we'll inhale back up. We exhale over to the left side. I'm not mirroring, just FYI. And then again, I can stay where I am, but I'm going to encourage you, just see if you can bring the hands to the ground. Don't worry about the feet lifting. Just see what that experience of hands to the ground is there. And then if you're feeling comfortable, confident, if your breath is deep, rhythmic, and slow, if you can create that calm, open awareness, then maybe see about just gradually shifting that weight over. Okay, great work, everybody. Let's inhale back up and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and again, exhale, bottom of your push-up. And again, I'll skip that to conserve my breathing. Okay, so our next round here, feet touch. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, just touch the arm. Take a breath. Good. Inhale that leg. Exhale to the center. Take a breath. Good. Inhale. Exhale, opposite arm. Breathe. Good. And then let's kick that foot out. Drop that back heel and we'll inhale. This is the fallen triangle pose. Good. Exhale that hand down. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale as you lunge. Again, I'll turn. And then inhale to crescent lunge. Good. Exhale, let's bend those arms. Inhale up to stupa. We exhale, crescent lunge facing back. And then now here's the tricky part, okay? We inhale to the preparation for Parsvottanasana. Exhale to that pose. Pyramid is another name, right? Then we inhale back up, so we're not holding it. And then we exhale, step back into crescent. So you likely have to step back and we bend those arms, okay? So a bit tricky, I get it, but just continue and you'll get the hang of it. Inhale, stupa. Exhale, crescent. Inhale, step in, arms up, front leg straight. Exhale, pyramid. Stretching the back of that front leg. Inhale, back up. And exhale, crescent lunge. Good, let's go through it again. We inhale up. Exhale, crescent facing back, right? Inhale, pyramid prep. Exhale, stretch the back of the leg. Inhale, back up. Exhale, crescent. Inhale, up. Exhale, crescent. Good. Inhale, pyramid prep. And exhale, down. Now let's hold here. So make sure those hips are squared off. The legs are as straight as we can manage. And we're using a block, if we need it, under the left hand. Okay, so left hand under the breastbone. Nice long spine again. So I'm reaching the crown of the head away from my tailbone. And then with the inhale, I lift that right hand up. Okay, and this is the rotated triangle, Pavrita Ardha Chandrasana. So again, as you hold this shape, what comes into awareness for you? Good. Exhale, bottom of the push-up as you make your way back to the downward dog. All right, good work. Side 2. Feet touch, inhale left leg. Exhale, knee high up on the left arm. Take a breath. Inhale up and back. Exhale, center. Take a breath. Good. Inhale up and back. Exhale, opposite arm. Breathe. And then kick it out and inhale to the fallen triangle. Good. Let's exhale that hand down. We inhale the leg up and back. Exhale as we lunge. Inhale, crescent. Good. Exhale, cactus. Right. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus facing back. And then inhale, straighten, and exhale, pyramid. Good. Inhale, come back up as gracefully as you can. And exhale, crescent with cactus arms. Good. With the breath. Inhale, straighten everything. Exhale, fold and stretch. Inhale, stand back up. And exhale, step back, lunge. Good. Let's do that again. Exhale. Inhale, preparation. Exhale, fold. Inhale, back up. Exhale, crescent with cactus. Inhale, stupa, monument. Exhale, crescent. Inhale, prep. Exhale, pyramid. And then this time, nice long spine. Right palm down under the sternum. Both feet planted, both legs straight if possible. Inhale, left arm up. Rotated balancing half moon. So some people have really flexible arms. It's not so much the arm back as it is the shoulder, okay, that joint. So it's not how far back can you get your hand. It's how far open to this left wall can you get your chest, right? So see if you can get your nipples, if you will, facing that left wall, both of them facing the left wall equally. So they're not facing the ground. Good. Exhale, bottom of the push-up. And let's make our way to down dog. Okay, really nice work, everybody. So from here, let's inhale toes. We're going to exhale front edge of our mat. And let's inhale to standing. Let's exhale our arms out like wings. You can bend those knees. And let's inhale the right ankle over the left. I am mirroring you right now. Okay. So you can just copy exactly what you're seeing there on the screen. Now, remember that stretch we did right at the beginning, the outside of the buttocks there. We're going for that same stretch here. We want both knees happy, both ankles happy. The more your hips drop, the more your chest drops, the more stretch, right? But keep the stretch in your hip, not your knee. This is called balancing pigeon. Good. Let's inhale back up. Exhale, grow some wings. Bend those knees and inhale left ankle over this time, okay? So left ankle over, dropping down. Find the stretch, okay? Now, if you're wobbly, if you're falling, good.
standing balance is really important. Modern shoes and sidewalks make standing balance really poor in most people. That's not okay. It's not healthy. So this is a great way to challenge your balance. Good. Let's inhale back to standing back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. You could do crow. You could do handstand there. Exhale, bottom of the push-up. All right. So we're ready to tackle our deepest variations of the poses here. Let's go ahead and bring feet to touch. We'll inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, touch the arm. Inhale, touch the middle, if you can. Exhale, opposite arm, kick it out. Inhale, fallen triangle, and then exhale to auspicious twist. So bend those knees, come down to your forearms. You're already in twist. Okay, you can see my hips are facing the left wall. My chest is facing the ground. That's a twist already, okay? If I want more twist, left shoulder to the ground, palm up, right palm to left palm, shoulder back. Breathe. Okay, we return our hands to the ground. We straighten out our legs. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale that hand to the ground. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. Let's inhale to crescent lunge. Good. So we're going to add our twist in. Let's exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, stupa. Exhale, crescent with cactus. Inhale, step it in, straighten. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale, rotated triangle, right? Exhale, hand back down. Inhale, pyramid prep. And exhale, crescent with cactus arms. Good. Inhale back up. Exhale, facing front. Good. Inhale, step it in, straighten. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale, the hand down. Inhale, standing back up. And exhale, crescent. Inhale up. We exhale, facing back again. Inhale, step it in. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale, rotated triangle. Exhale, a hand down. Inhale, standing back up. Exhale, crescent with cactus arms, stepping back. Inhale, stupa. Exhale, front. Good. Inhale, step it in. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Inhale, rotate. Okay, now listen carefully. Exhale that hand back down. Inhale, lifting the back leg. Okay, just like three-legged dog, foot flex, toes, knee, and hip down. Now, crown of the head away from the left heel. So nice long spine. We exhale, planting that left hand. If we need a block, we use a block. Inhale, right arm up. Rotated, balancing half moon pose, right? So keep that left leg fired up. Press the heel away from the crown of the head. Reach the right fingertips straight up. Okay, straight up, not back, up, 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 up. Reach up, away from the ground. Good. Exhale, bottom of the push-up, and make your way to down dog. So that's not easy good. Again, we expand our comfort zone by doing things that are not necessarily easy or comfortable. Okay, but what that does is we can be uncomfortable here for a few minutes at a time, and then we find the rest of the day, the rest of our week, maybe the rest of our life goes much smoother and easier. That's what we want. Okay, feet together. We inhale left leg. Exhale, we just tap that arm. Inhale and exhale, tap. Inhale and tap. Good. Kick it out. Drop the heel. Inhale, fallen triangle. And we exhale, hips and hand down. Bending those knees, bring forearms to the ground. Okay? So, can stay here. All right? Or we take the shoulder to the ground, one palm to the other. We press a little deeper. Good. Straighten out those legs. Inhale, fallen triangle. Exhale the hand down. Inhale, leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, stupa. Exhale, crescent facing back. Inhale, Parsva prep. Exhale, Parsvottanasana. Inhale, rotated triangle. Exhale the hand down. Inhale, stand back up. Exhale, step back, crescent lunge. Inhale, up. Exhale, crescent lunge. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, down. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, up. Exhale, facing back. Inhale, step it in. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, rotate. Exhale the hand down. Inhale, back up. Exhale, step back. Inhale, stupa. Exhale, Ashta Chandrasana. Inhale, prep. And exhale, pyramid. Inhale, rotated triangle. And then exhale the hand down. Lift the back leg up. Again, crown of the head away from the heel. So nice long spine there. Planting that right hand to the ground or a block under the sternum, which is your breastbone. Inhale the left arm up. Good. Exhale, bottom of the push-up. Make your way to the downward facing dog. All right, everyone, let's see if we can put everything together in one last peak posture. So inhale, toes, exhale, front edge of your mat. Inhale up to standing. Just do the best you can with this, okay? So don't overthink it. Let's bend those knees, hands to the heart. We inhale that right ankle over the left thigh, like so. Foot is flexed. Okay, hips are down. Now from here, I'd like to take this elbow into this foot. So I add a deep rotation here. We've done a lot of twisting, so we've prepared for this. Okay, now this is already really challenging. So maybe you hang out here. If you'd like to take it a step further, inhale, open those arms. And again, exhale, hands to the ground, shoulder width, gaze forward. And then again, lift that foot up. Okay? And that's called Eka Bhuja Dandasana, also known as grasshopper pose. Really challenging. You can tell I'm out of breath, right? Very challenging. So again, I like being a bit out of breath, okay? Again, that's a hormetic stress. I know I'm hermetically stressing my body right now. And even though in the moment it might be uncomfortable, long-term benefits, okay? All right, let's inhale back up. Exhale, hands to heart, bend those knees. Inhale, left ankle over, right? And then we twist other direction. All right, and then again, if this is really difficult, just stay here, breathe, learn to relax here. And if not, just, again, maybe just hands to the ground and that's it. All right, so you can keep the foot in contact with the arm. For more, you lift that leg up. Now, sometimes it's just sweat. So a little bit of sweat can actually help bind, but too much sweat can cause you to be too slippery. So it's not a bad idea to keep a towel around and just towel your elbows and feet off from time to time when you're trying to do an arm balance. Okay, let's go ahead and unwind onto our back. So with most yoga classes being an hour these days, they used to be 90 minutes and then they were 75 minutes and now most of them are an hour. So we just don't have as much time to do everything as we used to do. So for me personally, I much rather have a slow warm up and then just relax and cool down, okay? So if you're wondering why we don't usually do a long cool down, I do if we have time. So if we get through everything and we have time, then I definitely like that. I enjoy that. But for me, it's not nearly as important. So let's just bring those legs in and we just shake it off a bit. Warming up to me is much more important, right? You're not going to hurt yourself by relaxing after doing something strenuous, right? That's not going to injure you. That's not going to hurt you. Whereas trying to do something strenuous without warming up properly, that can injure you. Okay, let's drop those knees to the left. We look to the right. Good, we inhale those knees back to center. Take them off to the other side. Good, and then inhale back to center, grab those feet. Happy baby, give everything a good stretch. Take your time, but when you're done, unwind into Shavasana. And as always, set a timer on your phone for at least 6 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes, and then see if you can just allow your body to be still for that time.